kind of had the urge to come back and check out my old stomping grounds again, if you will, here in Haydenville. And we're at the location where the old depot used to stand, right here. The railroad line's still here, used by the Hocking Valley Scenic Railway. And they run trains on the weekends. And they have, it appears that they have cleaned up where the siding used to sit right there. And that was the loading dock. For the brick plant. And strangely enough, I'm hearing a train. Which would be the Hocking Valley Scenic Railway coming from that direction right there, looking east toward Nelsonville. And again, this is where the depot once sat, and it finally got into such a state that it had to be torn down. In fact, it just kind of collapsed in on itself. The brick plant was right there, the Haydenville brick plant. And again, the loading dock was right there. They used to run box cars in there. The siding connected onto the main line back up there. And they would push box cars in, and they would load the conduit and tile into the box cars to be shipped all over the country in many cases. A lot of memories here. A lot of memories. I even have a picture of Dad picking at a bush of some type down here on one of our Sunday walks. And I had a little black and white box camera. Or at least it was all black and white film back in that day. That I've got a picture that I took of him pulling something off of one of the plants that was down here. I forget what it was called. I think it was like, it may have been the stuff that looks like cotton. And it would, different times of the year, it would kind of bloom. And it was seed packets basically, and they'd go everywhere. But that was right down here that I took that picture. My earliest memories are all tied back to this town. Born in 1951. I don't remember steam locomotives running this line. Back in the day, I really don't. I remember the diesels. EMDs. In fact, the Hocking Valley Scenic Railway has an EMD diesel of that vintage. I think it's about a 1951, and they still run it up through here. One of two diesels that they run routinely. But Haydenville, it just felt like I wanted to come back and take another look. We've done a lot of videos, you know, on this location, and actually see one of the old conduits they made right there on the other side of the track. I don't know how well you can see it. And this was the siding. Right there, you can see it, where they used to load the freight cars with the conduit and the tile and brick products. And the siding did tie in just up around the curve there to the main line. Part of the siding, the Hocking Valley Scenic Railway still uses as a runaround, so they can switch the engine from one end of the train to the other. Of course, the sand and gravel place in here behind now, that was never here back in the day at all. And there is actually a photograph, I don't know when it was taken, but it was taken from the highway, what used to be Old 33 over in town, looking at the depot here, and this was just open field. There wasn't a tree, there wasn't a bush in it anywhere at that time. But as you can see, it's really overgrown now. Then down on the far end down here, there is a pallet company that has a sawmill, and they make pallets for shipping various items. But just a few memories of Haydenville, and remembering things that used to be. Time passes rapidly. This is the house on what we used to call Hunky Row. I'm on Hunky Row right now. And that house in front of us there was the first house I actually remember. That one right there, set on the main road right across from Hunky Row. And then this house right here. This is the last house we lived in here in Haydenville before we moved to Nelsonville back in 1964. We moved to Nelsonville. Right next to it, and it's still there, is the what used to be the old hotel. It's right there. And then this lot right here, that was open. I remember one year they actually had a Christmas tree in there. And then where these two trailers are now, that was the company store set right there. And the office, the company office from NATCO. That's the location it's at. This was the old post office. And the flagpole right here, Dad made. And the flagpole's still here. And it's sad, even this building is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. You can see the plaque right there, but I guess it got in such condition they had to discontinue use of it. And I believe now they have to go to Union Furnace, I believe, to pick up their mail. I stopped here the other day. This was where Uncle John moved his gas station after the first bypass went in. That building later became Dee's Diner, and over the past several years it had fallen into disrepair, and as I showed on the last video I did from here, they finally had to take it down, and now the site's been cleaned up, and this is all that remains of where Uncle John Norris's gas station once stood, and later the same building was the home to Dee's Diner for many years, all right here.